So what I actually had to do was I actually had to talk to this guy, Wayne. Now, he's actually an incarnation of the God of knowledge. And I had to go to him to get the knowledge that I needed. And I guess what happens is the God of knowledge, he reserves and stores all the knowledge of the world, all the written records and everything of that nature. So I couldn't necessarily go to the actual God of knowledge himself, according to Frank. This is because he was not part of the Hidden Temple, first off. Whereas Wang is part of the Hidden Temple. Now I had been, prior, introduced to Wang. And I've been introduced at this point to quite a few gods. It's been, quite a while. We've actually now been with the gods probably around 4 months. So I have had quite a bit of conversation in general with the gods for my own personal growth. However, Wang is one of the gods I didn't care to speak with. Not because I don't like him as a person or anything like that, but I'll give you an example. When I go to speak to him, this is how he speaks. How are you today? I think it's a beautiful day for you. There's these gaps. You see those gaps in between? But it gets tedious to deal with. And I don't know whether he's trying to translate from the old Mandarin to English, or I'm not sure exactly what the reasoning is. So I went to him, but this time I used that hiding spell. And the hiding spell changed everything. The atmosphere when I went up there, I went up to the hidden area, that gray zone. But Wang's sitting room was different. It was more of like the Imperial Temple. It wasn't as, when I went to his regular sitting room and I used to speak to him on the average, it was more like a standard home in China. But when I went to the Hidden Temple version, he had 2 attendants with him. He had the full Imperial throne. It was all decked out, let's just say. And he was very outgoing and didn't pause once. He was just very fluent, very personable, very different. And so at this point, I just said, okay, well, this is not too bad to deal with. So I asked him, all right, Freya sent me here to get some information from you on how to slay a dragon. And he said, oh, that's no problem. Easy. But I need you to do something first, because we have to get that information I'm going to give you, and we have to materialize it into your world from heaven. And that's against the rules to do in a normal circumstance. Now remember, we're wearing these, we're using this hiding spell. Remember that now. So we're already breaking the rules as it is. So he described to me how we can do this. And the concept is, okay, so I need you to do some legwork for me and to find it. And if you find it on your own, then I can use Father God creative powers to materialize it onto earth. So I just questioned, okay, well, how do I find it? He put his hand up and went, boom. We were in the middle of a library with 5 hallways, and it went in a circular pattern of 5 hallways that seemed to stretch outwards forever. And these hallways were like a library, just decked with books, but not just books. On the shelves were really old cuneiform type tablets on the top shelf. The next shelf down was sort of folded paper, bifolded paper. The next one was rolled up scrolls. After that were actual like computer tablets. After that were these sort of diamond things. They were all different shapes. I assumed that maybe that's how we would store information in the future with diamond type things. I don't know. Anyways, he had it all set up in just walls of men, and in the center, where all these hallways met, was a rounded desk that went around him, and he just kind of stood there. And people would come to him. These different people, I believe they must have been Chinese. I think they spoke Mandarin. They could have been Japanese, Korean. I don't know the languages well enough to be able to tell what they were. At any rate, they would come up speaking their native language to him, and he would hand them a note, and they'd take off running down these hallways. Oh yeah. You can see where this is going.